On a sunny day, me and my family went to the zoo. We passed a lot of beautiful creatures, but little did we know we would bring back home a surprise. When I went to my way home, I went to my room. I opened my backpack to get all my supplies out, and there was this monkey. I tried to name him Jimbo. We had a lot of fun together. We rode a bicycle together. We ate ice cream together. We ate bananas together. We would hang out in trees.
Sorry.
But then when I told my mom that I had a pet monkey, she actually didn't mind. My dog and my pet monkey got along really well. We traveled a lot together. We played a lot together, but one day there was an accident, and he started to go on.
We're taking that in.
You can take my spot, Lucas, if you want to actually see the TV. Just dump the stuff on the ground. I'll grab it.
Dan,
What
we're
is that on
ready.
the bottom right?
I don't know. Tell me when I'm starting.
Go.
The year is 1989, and two kids, Joe and Jill, are fighting over a chair. And Joe is sitting on the chair, fighting, kicking, screaming for this chair. And Jill comes up with an evil master plan, thinking, sitting there. And she decides, while he's sleeping, to wrap him up in rope, trapping him. And then, once he wakes up, he starts screaming. Jill, completely gone mad for this chair, decides to strangle him, grabbing him, killing him. Asphyxiation. He's screaming. Once he stops screaming, dead, up on his way to heaven, he decides to go bury his body out in the backyard. Digging it up, using all her energy. He's absolutely wasted after this. So she decides to go sleep on the chair. And of all the things she sees, right when she falls asleep, she sees Joe's body coming back up out of the grave she just dug.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, so one day there were these two robbers, right? We're gonna call one Billy and we'll call the other one Bob. Anyway, so they broke into this house and so they wanted to play hide and seek because there was no one in it. And so Bob goes, and he was a very, very fat guy too. And he hid in some laundry. And guess Billy, he was looking for Bob. And he could never find Bob because Bob was under that. And he was too fat to get out of the laundry actually. So the laundry actually trapped him. So yeah, so he was trapped for a very long time, and eventually Billy found him. He was dead. And then that's when they learned that they should never rob houses again. Another thing, which I thought this better, shouldn't I?
You're doing good. Keep going. You're good.
Anyway, another day, Billy brought his friends over for the funeral for Bob, because Bob was still there. He didn't, Bob was still there rotting.
Oh, dear.
And so he brought him back, and they all had their little funeral, and they tossed more and more clothes on him. And when the homeowners came back, they found a bunch of clothes. And then when they took out all the clothes, they were like, oh, we found some Gucci, we found all this good brands. They found a dead body of Fat Bob there.
Oh, dear.
And that's when they lived happily ever after with some new clothes.
Or behind that image, you can see it.
What is that doll in the back?
So basically,
We're ready if you're ready.
alright, I'm ready. Here we go.
I'll give you the clock.
This is Joe. Joe in the 1980s, December 6th on a Tuesday, 4:40 p.m. had a tragedy.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he was destined to take care of this baby. No one knows where it came from. It landed right in there, and no one knows how it got there, what its name is, but they were soon to find out. It was not a good thing. The second Joe removed the diaper, tragedy struck. Before the scent even hit the room, he was already passed out dead. The scent, it went out everywhere, killing the doll, because the doll was alive. The baby stormed out there with supernatural powers coming from his diaper, and he caused a zombie apocalypse. And Everyone was infected. No one survived. And then all of a sudden, Joe came back to life somehow. A meteor struck and hit him and gave him superpowers. And then he stopped the apocalypse by turning everyone back and sending him back up to his home, which they find out which was the Grinch's home. Then Joe came. He still had the scars on his nose. He couldn't smell anything. And then he died when COVID hit. The end.
So this is a kid named Jimmy, and he's 8 years old, and he's going to surgery. He is ready. He's going in to surgery to get a heart transplant and a new kidney. He is crying so much for almost 2 days straight. And the day of his surgery, it happens. He gets a new heart transplant and a new kidney. And then and then after that, he goes to Chick-fil-A and eats ice cream and then goes to bed and then sleeps. And then the next day, he woke up and it was all just a dream. And then his mom came in the room and said, his surgery is tomorrow.
Oh.
So then that happens. He goes into surgery, gets a new heart transplant and a new kidney. And then he went to Chick-fil-A and then slept again. And then he never woke up. He was in. His mom was so sad. So he adopted a new child. And then they found out that he needed a new heart transplant. And then went into surgery again. And then went to Chick-fil-A. And then went to bed. And never woke up again. The end.
So Bob was scuba diving, and then a shark approached him. And Bob just minded his own business. He didn't care about the shark. But what the shark didn't know is Bob was a spear fisherman. And the shark was perfect. It was a perfect dinner for the spear fisherman. And the spear fisherman, although did not realize the shark was there, so he kept looking for other fish, looking for smaller stuff at the reef. But then all of a sudden he noticed Bob. And then Bob noticed he had a spear fishing gun. So Bob started swimming away, but sadly it was too late, and Bob became delicious dinner for the spear fisherman. Yes. The dinner was sushi, shark sushi. It was very delicious.
No?
Thank
John
you.
Quavius Boquish was a kid. Let's just call him Boquish. And he likes to, he was a collector. He had a bunch of different motorcycles for collecting. He was gonna wait till it was a lot of money. He was gonna wait for it. And then he decided one day to get a pet, right? So then what he did was he went to the pet store and then he got a baby chick. And then he let it roam around the house. But then when he found the chick, it was on this motorcycle breaking it, and it was all broken, and that was his most expensive one. So he didn't know what to do, so he threw the chick down he threw it down the toilet.
Such violence. All of
And he
these
flushed it,
toys.
but it didn't die somehow. And then two chicks spawned,
Oh.
Chick spawn.
and then he threw those down the toilet, and then four chicks spawned, and he threw those until there was 1,000 chicks in the house. Yeah, that's it.
It's the summer of 1999, and Billy Bob Jones and his friend decide to go play some baseball. So they're at the field swinging bats and catching balls. So one of his friends bet him that he'd give him $100 if he could hit a homer. But Billy Bob Jones said if he did hit a homer, he'd get the $100, and if he didn't get the homer, he would marry a baseball plate. Yes, a baseball plate. He's getting ready. Boom, bang. He hits the ball. It only goes about 10 feet. It was a very sad day for Billy Bob Jones. He refused to marry the baseball plate. So his friend pushed him down, and he was kissed the baseball plate. Him and his baseball plate Jennifer decided to go live in a mansion and live happily ever after. Thank you.